could sum up in one word what is awakening, I would say it is remembering. It's remembering who we are. So we each come to earth as souls with the veil of amnesia. We forget our own inner divinity. So when we come to earth, we come in with this veil of amnesia. So when we start to wake up, we start to take a look around and start taking stock. Is this really who I am? We end up being kind of put in this kind of box, and that's just kind of how we define ourselves. So when we start to wake up, we start to question that. Is that who I really am? So this really ends up becoming about learning more about ourselves and going inward. But basically, it just is that you begin this process where you're really trying to understand yourself and to, become the best version of yourself. And so a lot of us, begin this deep healing process where we will, kind of look underneath everything, trying to understand ourselves better and try to become the best versions of ourselves. So, we come here, we forget who we are, we start remembering, we start our inner work, and that is where, we really start, just becoming the best versions of ourselves. So, along those lines, what we have to think of is each individual soul is on their own path. So, I think that is one of the other things that's really important to understand along this journey is that what other people are doing is really not our business. We really need to focus on ourselves, and we don't need to try to tell other people how to live their lives, what they need to do, because each individual soul is here for their own learning, for their own growth. And so that's real where it becomes really important to understand that we don't need to judge because we don't need to know what that soul came here to learn. It's not our, business. It's not our responsibility. It's really important to focus on our own selves, our own inner growth. And what ends up happening is as you become more in alignment with yourself, more authentic, people around you will start picking up on that. And they will, either they'll go away because it makes them feel uncomfortable, or they'll start, picking up on that and also growing and expanding.